Welcome to St. Elias Church, Byzantine Ukrainian Catholic. We're the church with the domes on it out here in west part of Brampton. People drive by and think that it might be a mandira or a gurdwara or even a mosque. The domes are very similar from that part of the world, but with the crosses on top, it tells you it's a Christian church. My name is Roman Galadza. I'm pastor of this parish, founding pastor of this parish. Started it in 1976. The same year, I began teaching with our wonderful board. The interior reflects our origins from Ukraine. Our people began coming to Canada over 125 years ago. There have been 4 major immigrations, the most recent after the dissolution of the Soviet Empire, and we've brought with us hopefully the best that our faith, our culture had to offer here and transplanted it here in Canada. Outside you see the architecture, pretty much standard in Western Canada. A lot of these little churches with the domes on them in Western Canada. Now more and more here in the eastern part, central part, in that area of Toronto. It reminds our old people, our elders, where they come from, makes them feel at home. At the same time, their children, their grandchildren have a sense of their tradition as well. It was built over from 94 and 95, blessed in 95, and over the next 20 years, we were decorating the church with the traditional wall paintings. The interior of our churches is like an illustrated Bible. So you see the scripture in color, iconography everywhere. When children come here, we'd have them lying on the floor looking up, and you see an image of Jesus Christ in heaven saying, "Behold, I am with you always," and they're surrounded by angels and saints, and they just lie here and just enjoy the view. God is watching us, and it's a reminder to them. At the same time, what you see is what you believe. We were doing great. And one morning, we got a call that from the alarm, that the fire alarm was going off. Looked out the window, and a fire truck was already here, and they began coming. There were about 15 of them in all. What had happened was the night before, we had a service using a lot of incense, and we had a visiting sacristan who, after the service, cleaned up. So he took the censer, you know, that smoke that the priest throws at you. He took it and he emptied the ashes into a trash can, not realizing that at the bottom of this gray, deaded ash, he thought, was still live coal. It sat in the can overnight and spread to the other remnants there, and by 6 o'clock in the morning, there was smoke coming out of the building, and the fire trucks were here. By 10 o'clock in the morning, the church was gone. Oh, it was shock. It was absolutely shock. It was trauma. I'm beginning to believe in post-traumatic stress. You know, you can't believe that it's happening. Initially, I mean, tremendous tears and dismay, but very, very immediately, we realized that we would have to have it back again, and that we would rebuild it. The walls came down, okay? And I realized that the church was much bigger than this building. Again, the very first day, we had people coming to us, you know, our people, Ukrainian Catholics, Orthodox, Roman Catholics, Protestants, Mormons, Sikhs, the entire area, all of Brampton, Georgetown. I think every congregation in Georgetown had people here represent and offering their condolences and support. We had 3 major concerts that took place in Georgetown as benefits and such. What it brought me, the fact, first of all, that we didn't lose anybody, okay, and the church could be rebuilt. Well, that was a relief, okay. Nobody was lost in this fire. But what it taught me was, Catholics sometimes used to, remember when I was a kid, only Catholics got to heaven. I don't believe that anymore, because there's so many wonderful people that expressed their support for us at that time. I figured, man, they're going to, please God, be there as well. What you have is basically on loan, and it can be taken away. Eventually, when we grow old and die, it is taken away, okay? And so to cherish what you do have and to thank God for it, be it, and most important, of course, are the people in your life, okay? And thank God for it. And then what is interesting, and what is the purpose of this church, of the building itself? The purpose of the building is to remind people that God is our Father. He has given us, He loves us, He cares for us. He has given us His Son, as you know in John 3:16. We believe in Him, we worship Him, we come together as family every Sunday because we know that whether we're infants, little children in here, and delighting in the incense smoke in here, or whether we're elders and saying our prayers and remembering those who have gone before us, we know that we are on a trajectory. We're going somewhere. We are heading into eternity. And the church building, even like the domes, they point like arrows up into the sky. We are on a journey into eternity, into heaven, which is promised to those who love God and love one another. This church for us, to a certain extent, is a symbol of resurrection. People come by and they're amazed because last time they've heard about it, the church was burnt up, it was gone. 2.5 years have gone by and it's back again, and they are amazed that it's back and delighted. And it is a symbol of resurrection. With God's help and people's working together, what you have, you can have again. And that's been the case here with our church. And so the purpose of this building, ultimately, is to remind people of this fact, and I hope that we can do it well.